Stocks are mixed this morning. As I speak to you right now, we've got the Dow slightly higher, up about 20 basis points. The S&P and the Russell and the NASDAQ are all lower. The S&P is down about 0.25%. The Russell's down almost 1%. And the NASDAQ just turned negative, just below the flat line by about 3 basis points. U.S. housing data for March lower than expected, as you might think it would be given the rise in rates. Industrial productions was as expected. However, last month was revised higher. Canadian inflation slightly higher around balance than last month, and we saw mild improvements in the ZEW economic sentiment indexes in both Germany and the EU. Banks are having a good day with Morgan Stanley kind of leading in terms of earnings, and UK employment was marginally worse than expected. Commodities are stable with gold slightly higher. We're looking at crude down 1/3 of 1%, copper and silver down about 2%, with gold just above the flat line but weakening. The dollar is higher again, and U.S. yields are mildly higher. The yields across the board are up basically 1 basis point in the 2-year yield, the 5-year yield, and the 10-year yield, 465 on that 10-year yield. 30 is up about 2 basis points. 210 inversion, though, going in the right direction, -30, matching yesterday's settlement. Heavy Fed speak today. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is speaking, along with Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin, New York Fed President John Williams, and Boston Fed President Lisa Collins. Vice Chair Philip Jefferson, who's Vice Chair of the Fed, already spoke today and said yields could be higher for longer. Looking ahead, earnings after the market closes today. 7 companies with over $1 billion or more in market cap, including J.B. Hunt, that's the trucking giant, United Airlines, and Interactive Brokers. Tomorrow before the market opens, another 8 companies with billion-dollar market cap or more, including Abbott Labs, Prologis, and U.S. Bancorp. In terms of data, tonight we get the balance of trade in Japan, along with the Reuters Tankan Index. Data tomorrow, UK and EU inflation data, Chinese foreign direct investment figures, and then the U.S.'s Beige Book later in the morning.